40 years. For 40 straight years, we've been getting a Garfield comic every single day. A cat who likes to eat lasagna and hates Mondays has been around for 40 years. That's really impressive. I was gonna do some huge tribute to Garfield, talk about my experience with the series, but you know what? Garfield is about being lazy, so we're just gonna read some Garfield comics today. So let's get started with that. So this first one here, we have Lyman abusing Odie with a newspaper. We're just gonna jump right into that one. This one is just needlessly aggressive. It looks like he's strangling Odie. Not just beating him with a newspaper, he's strangling him. And Odie in that first panel, that's so sad to look at. But this one's especially weird to look at now because in the more recent Garfield comics, the Garfield and Odie aren't really like a cat and a dog. They don't really look like a cat and a dog anymore. They don't really act like it. For the first several years of the strip, it was cat jokes, dog jokes. Now it's just kind of whatever. So to see a comic where Odie is actually like a dog, it's for some reason really baffling. Oh my goodness. I don't really have anything to say about this one. This is horrifyingly dark for Garfield especially. And what I don't know what to say. I'm really at a loss for words. Let's just leave that one and let's move on. So the first two were weird sort of because of subject matter. This one's just weird. Usually Garfield jokes are more obvious. They're very simple. It's I wonder what day it is. Garfield gets out of bed and I don't know, the roof tile falls on him or something. He says, "Oh, it must be Monday." That's Garfield humor. This is so bizarre, and this style of humor is just so different from what Garfield typically is. And I don't have anything else to say about it. This one's just funny. This is another one that's just so visually weird. This one's just funny. I love that last panel of just a deflated Garfield. I don't have anything to contribute to this one. I just like this one. Another slightly horrifying one. Yeah, that moth just exploded in flames and died, and that was the joke of the comic, is that it died. You don't see that for modern Garfield too often. A lot of the older ones are not a lot of them, but it was more common that you would see darker ones like this, which is really interesting to look back on now with how Garfield is represented. I don't really know what I'm doing with any of this commentary. So this one's actually really recent. This one was just yesterday, and there's nothing really strange about the comic itself, the joke or anything. It's typical Garfield humor. But what is with his eyes? That's so... I don't get it. I feel like it wasn't intentional. It doesn't look like it was intentional because it doesn't really fit with the maybe Garfield's just going insane in old age. Maybe that's the joke of the comic. So this is another one that's not really weird in story, really. This one's just... In here we have all these beloved characters. We have John, Garfield, Liz, Lyman, Mr. and Mrs. Arbuckle, and Odie. But who's this in the middle? Who is this redhead in the middle? I have never seen her in any other Garfield comic before, and it's just confusing because you have all these characters who are like characters. They're not just like extras or anything, and you just have one person who I mean maybe I'm just not a true Garfield fan, and that is like an established character, but I don't know. If anyone knows who that is, please let me know because it is driving me crazy. This one here is just really weird and cool in concept. So Garfield runs into 1978 Garfield, which is a weird concept, and I actually really like this because I'm a huge fan of the old original Garfield design. I think that one's a lot better. And it's just like weird that he just shows up. He's just in Garfield's timeline and then he just doesn't show up again. It's just weird and strange and cool, and I like it. This is another one that's just really weird in concept. Like, Garfield doesn't really have fourth wall breaks that often. I mean, occasionally Garfield will like turn to the audience and like make fun of John or something. But Garfield's reality falling apart, and actually mentioning Jim Davis by name is so weird, and I love it. So that's really all I have for today. I just felt like I should make something for Garfield's 40th anniversary. This is what I came up with. So yeah, here's to another 40 years of Garfield hating Mondays. It's gonna be many more Mondays ahead, Garfield. I don't know how to end this video. Let's end it right